This is what we used to believe, and which was part of the fundamental beliefs of Seventh-day Adventists, which was then fundamental belief number 13. And what is that? Notice, it says here, Steam Press from the Seventh-day Adventist Publishing Association, Battle Creek, Michigan, from 1872, 1889. A declaration of the fundamental principles taught and practiced by the Seventh-day Adventists. Notice, fundamental belief 13, it says, that as the men of sin. Who is the men of sin according to fundamental beliefs? Number 13, back then, the papacy has taught to change times and laws, the laws of God, according to Daniel 7:25, and has misled almost all Christendom in regard to the fourth commandment. We find a prophecy of a reform. What kind of prophecy? A prophecy of a reform in this respect, to be wrought among believers just before the coming of Christ. That's what we used to believe. That's what fundamental beliefs number 13 used to say. Now, try to find that same fundamental belief in any of the current 28 fundamental beliefs. We need to think. We need to ask questions. Why it's not there anymore? What happened? A new organization. It's not there. The whole 28 fundamental beliefs. Why is it not there? It's because, once again, it's a new organization. We need, again, to use our mind. We need to use this ability that God has given us to think and ask questions. Just like the logo was changed and nobody asked question why. We need to ask question. Now we want to go to this clip that I showed you last time from Desmond Ford teaching at Loma Linda back then, teaching at Loma Linda this new theology from this new organization. But many are going to say, well, Desmond Ford was removed from his position or kicked out of the church because of his teachings. This was a smoke screen, because everything that Desmond Ford taught while he was teaching at Adventist schools, those things are being taught today, not only at our universities, at Andrews universities, but from the pulpits of Seventh-day Adventists on every Sabbath. Notice carefully again the video.
William Miller was a great Christian. God used him to revive the Second Advent premillennial hope. God used him, great man, but not a great scholar, and not even a great mathematician. And almost all our dates, like 538, 508, 1798, 1844, they all come from Billy Miller. And he was wrong in all of them. There is no evidence of papal supremacy from 538 to 1798. That's just not true. Ask any historian. There was papal supremacy for 2 to 3 centuries, around the 11th century or so. That's a hangover from Miller, and Miller was wrong. All the stuff we said on the trumpets, French Revolution and Revelation 11, United States and Revelation 13, none of it's correct.
This idea that Desmond Ford taught there, that the Pope is not the Antichrist, all of these things are derived from Willie Miller, as he called him. This is not just something that Desmond Ford came up with. It's not just Desmond Ford understanding or view or opinion. This is something that is being taught throughout the mainline Seventh-day Adventists, from the General Conference and all the way down. Notice a few articles here. This says here, from Rachel Held Evans. This was back in 2012. And this was Rachel blog. And this lady, again, as we covered this before, she's not an Adventist, but she has been inviting many pastors from different denominations to answer some questions. And this pastor, David Newman, was invited. And one question that was asked to him was, do Adventists believe that the Catholic Church is or will become the Antichrist? I've heard this but never actually asked an Adventist about it. What was his answer about this? Notice, yes, some Adventists, the fundamentalist Adventists, the lunatics Adventists, some Adventists have considered the Pope the Antichrist, but this is nothing new. Martin Luther also considered the Pope the Antichrist. However, notice, it does not appear where? In our statement of fundamental beliefs. We certainly do not believe that the Pope is the Antichrist now. Is he right? Yes. It's not found within the 28 fundamental beliefs. Why is it not there? Is it because we don't believe that? Is it because this is not part of a fundamental belief? Is it because the pioneers made a mistake? No, brothers and sisters. It's because this is a new organization. We just saw that it used to be back in the 1800s, late 1800s, it used to be part of the fundamental beliefs of Seventh-day Adventists that the Pope was the Antichrist. But notice again, next, this was from the Sabbath School lesson, which was published in 2015, October 1st, 2015. Hateful rhetoric. Examples of hateful rhetoric can include articles and memes insulting the what? The Pope, with phrases such as Marxist, idolater, blasphemer, or what else? Men of sin. Now some may argue, but that's what the Bible calls him, to which I would say, no, that's what we call him, while borrowing Scripture's language. The truth is, notice, we don't know who the apocalyptic Antichrist is. The reason why we, the General Conference, don't know this, the reason why the majority of Seventh-day Adventists today don't know this is because it's not being taught from the pulpits, from our universities, and it is not part of the fundamental beliefs. Notice